The hell is going on here, people? What the hell? Oh, that new shampoo. They put the poo in shampoo. So good evening, everybody. Can you tell that looking in my camera is like one of the first times I look in the mirror? This is cracking me up. It's totally cracking me up. God, I got outside there. Hey, farm girl, nice to see you. Long time no see, huh? Yeah, yeah. Time flies, huh? I love it. Um, I am just, I'm so much more comfortable doing a TikTok live when the comments are up in front of my face as opposed to me saying, Lord of mercy, did that new hair shampoo that I got, because where else would shampoo be but your hair? Coffee and calm. Nice to see you. Yay. Farm girl got her kitchen pretty much done. Yay for pretty much done. Yay for that. I love it. I am psyched too, actually, farm girl, because I got the things that I wrote down done. Tracy, hello. Christine, hello. Penny Lou Magoo, hello. I got the stuff done that I wanted to get done and even more. And now I'm going to celebrate with a moisturizing of my hands and the moisturizer that smells really good until it doesn't. Yay, Rachel. Good morning, Rachel. Good evening. And yes, it's self-trust. It is really beginning to trust yourself. Become a person worthy of your trust. Do what you say you're going to do, but set it up so it's easier for you to do that, right? Oh, there you go. I love it. I just sat down for the first time. Yay for sitting down. Actually, I'm going to adjust the pillow under my butt here. Sitting down is one of the downs, you know, the calm down, the quiet down, the scan down. Marietta, nice to see you. I was thinking about this. I feel like this is today's TikTok lives, brought to you by Nabisco, have been at different times than I typically do them, but I'm kind of grooving. I'm kind of digging this. I will be honest with you. I don't mean to sound like an old person. Oh, let me adjust this so we can see the road trip above me. But 7 o'clock feels like a time to do a TikTok live or a YouTube live where I feel a little bit more connected, alert, versus 8 o'clock. You know, that's after the Lawrence Welk show is over. And I need to start getting ready in my pajamas. So yay. So yay for a 7 o'clock TikTok, as you two might have kind of said in a way. Now, I am a night owl. No, I'm an early bird, but I'm married to a night owl. Yes, if I was a night owl, can you imagine? That'd be an early night. And actually, I'm looking forward to this evening because... Again, old people talk, as we call it in my friend group. Old people talk. I realize there's some more episodes of a PBS drama that I'm excited to watch. I started watching one of them. I won't mention the name, okay? I won't mention the name of it, lest somebody else is a fan, and it's no big deal if I'm not. But I just wasn't clicking for me, so I decided to stop watching that one. And then lo and behold, there's some new episodes of the one that I like. There we go. Yeah, farm girl. Sometimes, you know, you don't really want to be an early bird, but sometimes your cats and dogs make you do that. Hello, you just being you, me just being you, me just being you. You be me for a while and I'll be you, okay? Sometimes there are external reasons why we do what we do. As I said, at this point in my life, I don't know if organically I would have been a morning person, but I started going to school at what age? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I was getting up early, or being gotten up early then, and then it lasted well into my 50s when I was like working, and you have to get up early and go to work. So who knows? Nature, nurture, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. There we go. I love it. Me just being me. I lost service. I'm weed eating, but listening to you. Okay, pay attention to the weed eating, all right? Not so much here. You can hear this, but don't hurt yourself with the weed eater, okay? So I rarely show up at this time on TikTok. So I see a lot of familiar names, but there may be some new people just kind of swooshing by. And the AI summary, kind of annoying. AI summaries, celebrating finishing a home project and relaxing. Share your evening routine. You know? Yeah, you know Carly Jean has got this. Yeah. I love it. In any case, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching here on TikTok, on YouTube, and the internets is Destination Decluttered. Yeah, it is a bit different that I'm on at this time, but I decided to mix it up. I think it can be good to mix things up. Oh, thank you, Christine. It's so funny. She's like, love the earrings. I'm like, oh, that's right. I'm wearing earrings today. Actually, notice, I don't know if you can see this, but I will take these off. These are my least favorite of these pairs. They're kind of, but I don't know if you can see this. But if you notice that, you're going to see that it's two kind of wires wrapped around each other. These are made out of guitar strings. There we go. And so what a cool thing. A friend of mine makes them. Another friend of mine got these for me, and I wear them often because they are light and I like them. So thank you. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool too. I will give you a shameless promotion for my friend. Stringing along with me. Like M-E, like me, but also Maine is the little 2-letter descriptor for Maine is M-E. Stringing along with me. And she sells them online. So go check it out. There we go. Jules is showing up. Jules, with the Avon bottle collection. Thank you for the context. I appreciate it. In the back bedroom that I need to continue cleaning. All right, we're here for you, hon. We're here for you. We can help you. There we go. Oh, that's fun. Farm Girl says, I have a friend that sells those guitar earrings in downtown Nashville. How awesome is that? My sister knows somebody from Massachusetts who does one. So notice, there are cool ideas everywhere, and sometimes they overlap. And how neat to have that. So yay, Judy. Judy, I just saw your thing. I love that you got your ticket for the declutter party. This is funny. For Saturday at noontime. Rock on. I look forward to seeing that. Seeing you there. Worked late, so I haven't straightened up the kitchen. That's your choice. I'm not going to bug you. I will just offer. You can. I will not be offended if you straighten up the kitchen while you hang out with me. As Therapy Gal says, Sue says, dinner hour decluttering. Decluttering after a work project, assembling an adjustable stand and sit desk. Excellent. And hey, Sue, I don't think you were on the YouTube live this afternoon. It was at an unusual time, much like this is a time I usually don't show up. But I want to thank you, Sue. I did not realize that the recording of one of the TikTok lives that I uploaded yesterday did not have audio. I knew something was wonky about it, but when I uploaded it, I thought I had audio. I honestly think, you guys, that yesterday there was something going on much more big picture as far as internet servers and whatnot, because I was having issues with many things that today, they were resolved. So Sue, thank you for letting me know about that. What I ended up doing, just so you know, is I ended up just deleting that one because there's something wonky going on with TikTok about that. But hopefully this will be a better one to upload. And anything that we talked about on that one that was lost, oh well, it's kind of like the olden days. You say it and then the words just kind of disappear. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, actually, Gina, it's okay. Autocorrect named you Betty. I've been called Betty before. Yes. And yay for Judy and Farm Girl digging the declutter parties. I dig them too, and I love to have company with them. So speaking of stuff that we talked about, first of all, I want to follow up with people who said they were going to do stuff, and hopefully they did it, as do I. But you all are going to help me declutter something here. So earlier today, I mentioned about finding, when I was looking for my Mad Libs, to talk about how to define a destination. I'm a Gen Xer, so I say, well, like Mad Libs. Not everybody does, so I wanted to show them Mad Libs. But I came across a steno pad. And this is one that I've had since the 80s. You can tell by like the sticker on the front of it. I also found 2 more. One of the things I did in this one is I noticed that there was stuff there that I had written in the age of the VCR and the speakers and the stereo and all that. I have now pulled those pages out. But what I want to do, and you guys are going to help me with this, is I found 2 more steno pads. And the reason I like a steno pad is because notice this. It has a line down the middle. We often talk about the line down the middle and on the other hand, right? So this is a wonderful kind of visual to think about. Writing down all the unhelpful stuff and then translating it into the more helpful. So I keep these, but I realized I had 2 more and I don't need to. So I've already put them in a bag to donate. But what I did was, prior to that, I went through those and I came across a list in front of one of them. You can tell it doesn't belong in this one that's practically an antique because it's white, but it doesn't fit nicely in this. What I found was, you guys, I don't know when I wrote this, but I wrote the benefits of decluttering. So what I thought I would do is I can read you these little dots, these little asterisks of the benefits of decluttering. They will then be preserved in this video, which will be uploaded to the Destination Decluttered YouTube page, ideally with audio. And also, I'm giving you a heads up on this so that if you are interested in maybe jotting down for yourself, like, why should I declutter? Here are some ideas of the benefits of decluttering. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't read through this. This is going to be like a live action take. So if anybody wants to write these down, I'll give you a few minutes to find a pen and a paper. And I love it that one persona listened to my body during the previous live and took a nap. Yay for taking a nap. You don't give a nap, you take a nap. Isn't that interesting? You know? So without further ado, as if this were ado and we had some further ado, The Benefits of Decluttering by Charles Nelson Riley. Makes life easy and better. It makes life easy to find things. So decluttering helps you find things more easily. It makes it easy for you to get dressed because you can find the clothing you want to get dressed in. Decluttering makes it easy to make food because decluttering your cabinets makes you know what you have, that it eliminates the stuff that's gone bad and you have a better idea of what you have. Decluttering makes it easy, your life easy to have fun because you have more space to have the fun. You can spread out on the floor and do some stretches. You can declutter and then get rid of the stuff you want. And then on your weekends and free time, you don't have to declutter anymore once you declutter properly, okay? Decluttering makes it easy for you to do your hobbies. Why? Well, because you have space to do them. So decluttering helps you do your hobbies. Decluttering makes it easy for you to read a book. Now, I like this one because I like to read a book. And it's easy for you to find a book you read, to find a place on the couch to flop down and read. And when you declutter and you let go of the things you don't want, you also let go of the negative, unhelpful thought of, you shouldn't be reading on the couch. You should be doing something important. You can easily quiet down that voice and say, me laying down on the couch is important and reading. So there's that. Decluttering makes it easy for you to go on vacation. Sure. Why? Again, the thought of, I deserve to live a life I love now and not postpone it to when my house is perfect. My house is good enough and looks and functions well enough for me to work in it. And I'm not going to deny myself the opportunity to go on vacation just because my house tends to be cluttered. All right? I like that. Benefits of decluttering makes it easy to enjoy yourself. Yeah. And right, that's a good one. Farm girl. Very cool. And if you need someone to house sit when you go on vacation, you have a decluttered house it makes it easier for you to welcome in somebody who's gonna house it. I love that. Anybody else has any ideas riffing on these? Feel free to add them in the comments, please. Enjoying yourself? Yeah. Decluttering. You're like, okay, I can find my fun stuff. I can use it. I'm not stressed out because of my clutter. That sounds like enjoying. Easier to create. Right. Create whatever you want. Create something in the kitchen. Create a creative project. Create a trip. However you use your brain creatively, thank you, to share your abundance. Oh, this is a big one too. Decluttering gives you the opportunity to recognize your abundance, how much you have, and to be happy to share it with other people by donating it, by selling some of your stuff, by giving it away to people who want it. How cool to feel abundant and what's that word? Generous. Helps you feel generous, right? To help others. As I mentioned, I've got, 10 mugs. I don't need 10 mugs. Here, you can have 2, and you can have 2, and you can have 1, and you can have 1. 4 is good. A C is for cookie. It's good enough for me. All right. To feel accomplished. Yes, decluttering. We talked about this earlier. Accomplishing something you said you wanted to do. Judy did this by buying a ticket to the declutter party on Saturday. What else? Other things like that there. Okay, I'm going to rattle off the other ones because I'm tired of hearing myself talk and I want to chat with you. I love it. Sherilyn Benny, says, I found stuff. I haven't used it in 8 years and I'm donating it. I love it. It makes you easier for you to grow your decisions. Now, I wrote that. I think what that means is kind of planting a seed and then watering that seed to see if it grows. I've decided I want to go to California and I'm going to grow that seed. To invite people over. Yeah. Right. Now, me just being me, saying, no, notice, I want to live in a world where things do not choke me when I walk into a room or a house. Notice the visceral feeling you're getting because of your clutter. You're feeling choked. This is a really interesting concept to me too, because I realize that a lot of the words we use to describe how we feel about our clutter and how our clutter makes us feel are physically restrictive things. I feel choked. I feel like I'm drowning. I'm feeling in over my head. Right. So notice the opposite. Because of those things, I feel no room to breathe, literally and metaphorically. Right? So yes, sunlight and open space feels so good. So notice that the clutter makes you feel a certain way, restricted, suffocating, heavy. And so the opposite feeling will most likely be achieved by letting go of the stuff that's making you feel oppressed to begin with. So let me just rattle off a few of these because I want to be a completist. And then Little Bunny, what if you feel ambivalent? I would love to chat about that. Easy to invite people over because you don't feel worried like you're going to be judged. Easy, as we said, to go away for the weekend. To be like, I'm going away for the weekend. I don't need to clean my attic. To take care of others. Decluttering. Let's say you've got somebody who's sick in your life and you want to move them into your house. You can do that because you have a decluttered space. Decluttering can help you make money. It can, because you can sell your stuff. As we are doing this right here, out of the corner of my eye, I just got an offer for some stuff that I've been wanting to sell for freaking years, people. Did they offer me what I wanted? No, but I overestimated what I wanted. Have they hit me with something that I can deal with? Hell yeah. And much easier than me doing it myself. So as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to say yes, and I will have decluttered that stuff, and I will have made some money. All right? Yep. Yay. Yep. So, okay. A few more things. Take care of yourself, take care of others, make money, and create a life you love. Notice, I now get to declutter this. creating a life you love. That's the greatest creation, I think, because when you love your life, you will radiate goodness and you will inspire other people to do the same. All right. So isn't that fun? Literally, as I'm here with you. Now, I am going to shut off my page so I don't get distracted by my emails, but how fun. Yeah. So let me get back to some of these things. So couple of things. Person with a rabbit is saying, what if you feel ambivalent? So the ambivalence, I will say, is this. I like to think of the way we feel, and I like to keep things simple, and I like to use metaphors that are very common to us, at least here in the US. And I like to think of it as a traffic signal. Now, anybody who's taken yoga and stuff, you may have your chakras. This is like my version of the chakras, okay? But there's only 3. They're in your torso, and they look an awful lot like the traffic signal that's at the corner there when you're stopped at the traffic light, except for, in my case, I flip them upside down. So what I say is, when you love something, there's a green light, like a green, go, move forward, movement, just like when you're driving your car. When you really don't like something, it's down below. It's stop, it's ugh, it's no, and it's located around the area of your body where you tend to excrete things that your body doesn't want, if you catch my drift. Now, ambivalence to me is a bit like the yellow signal. Now, oftentimes, a yellow signal is, as you're driving your car, you get tension. Where's my little tension thing here? Is that it? Oh, good enough. I have no idea where this came from. Oh, my God. Okay. Tension. Should I speed up and go through that before it hits red? Or should I slow down and just stop at the stop line so there's tension there? There may be some tension. There also may be some meh. Ambivalent, honestly, ambi, if all things are equal, then I would be curious about that. I say honor your decisions, but I would go a little bit deeper. Is it really ambivalent, or is it something you're afraid to make a decision about? I don't know. Ambivalent is kind of like, yeah, it's okay. It serves a purpose, so I keep it. So I feel good about that. My spatulas, I'm always talking about spatulas. My spatulas, those socks, like I don't love some of those, but they provide a useful function. They work well for me. So notice if you're feeling ambivalent, and if you like what you have, keep it. I don't force you to do anything. But if you feel like you want to let go of it, but you can't, that's where the tension shows up. I hope that helps. Mom's number 1 DTR. Do hoarders still have hope? Do you help them? I love that question. And what I will offer to you is this. I do believe that hoarders do have hope. But what I will say to this is I help hoarders at the level that I am trained to do it. So I will say this. I know that with the right support and probably not even coaching, but most likely, honestly, and I say this with love, mental health help, there is hope for you. Because hoarding, you see, is a diagnosis in the DSM-5. Who knows? It could be a 6 by now. So what I say is there's a lot of what's going on in the head and the heart with hoarders. And I say this, much more so than I am qualified to help with. So I am like a help to a certain level, but I am not the help that they may need. So everything I offer will help somebody who's a hoarder, but it may not be enough to help them really work through their issues. And I really think it's important for people to get the right level of help that's going to get them the results that they want. That's one of the reasons why when I open my calendar to people who want to one-on-one coach with me, prior to signing up for a coaching package with me, I always have a chat with them. It's called a consultation. It is free. And we do that to ensure that what I offer is something that's going to help you. And there are plenty of people who are helped with the level of help I get, but I always like to, I would rather not make the money with a client and know that they could get better help elsewhere than to accept somebody as a client and not feel like they got the results that they wanted. Okay? But yes, if they want to work, okay? Yeah. If they want to change, there's hope. But if they want to, not if somebody else wants them to change, and there's a big difference there. There we go. Yeah, Farm Girl wrote it all down. Thank you. All right. Now, Christine, I love it. What does it say? Yeah. And I missed the first one. There's some wonky stuff going on here. My walls and plywood clutters were up for years. I never invited anyone into my place. Was able to do it at the last minute. Thanks to Beth and her excellent one-on-one coaching. My home is so much freer. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for letting me know that. Cheryl and Benny have said, you helped me face my overgrown rooms of stuff. Notice, overgrown, like weeds in the garden, you know? And so I just say to you, everybody, there's hope for everybody. Why not? I'm feeling generous. Some people I don't want to help. Other people I do. But you're here and you want to get helped, so I will help you. So how can we do? Yeah, I know, the garden. Yeah, like the Boston garden where the Bruins play. You will hear, I will hear my Boston accent pop up. You know, it's wicked funny when it happens, but I love it. It reminds me of home. So a couple of things that I can also help you with decluttering wise. Let me give you a few things just because I rarely show up at this time of night. So there may be some new people who are showing up. 3 things that I would love to share with you that I think, and this, it's always good to review some things too. So there's a 4-step thing I like to share, and it all includes the word down. I will take about a minute or 2 to go over this because I think this can be really helpful for any project, but even specifically decluttering. Number one is always check in with your human body. How is your human physical body feeling? And how I like to use the word down in this step number 1 of 4 is I like to say from your crown on down, do a scan. And just notice how you're feeling in all the levels of your body, from your crown to your toes. Because if you're not feeling good physically, that will affect how you talk, how you interact with other people, what you do, how you do it. So notice how you feel. I hope you feel good. If you don't, this is where when people say, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I don't feel well, I've got the flu, I'm struggling with my health. Take care of your physical self first before anything else. You don't have to feel perfect to do something, but man, is it easier when you feel better. Anybody who's struggled with their health knows what I'm talking about. When you have a migraine, it's hard to even open your eyes. So doing something about your physical health is great. Number 2 on that, quick succession, is going to be your nervous system. Is kind of getting your nervous system out of fight or flight and down at a level that you can deal with things. You can shift gears into a lower gear, okay? And slow down, calm down, sit down, breathe down. Slow down your breathing. Entropy, hello, I'm fine, how are you? And slow down your exhales. Maybe you put your eyes down, you soften down your gaze. Maybe you just gaze into your lap and you put your shoulders down. And then your hands down into your lap and you focus down. Notice all the times I'm using the word down because that will calm down your nervous system and get you out of the crazy fight or flight. Okay? And fight or flight is helpful when you need to fight or flee, but there is very infrequently a time when you really need to do that, but your body has been trained to react elsewise. I know this for a fact. Third is this will also help you calm down your nervous system because I want you to dump down your thoughts onto paper, or as I write it down, okay? Any thoughts that are swirling around in your head, that are cluttering up your head, grab yourself a notebook, get yourself a college girl. I always turn mine to the back when I'm doing that kind of brain dump type thing. Write down what's in your head. When you write down what's in your head, you may initially feel overwhelmed, so then shut the notebook, but just notice how it feels to get all of those random, what do I want to say, like energetic Post-it notes out of your head and onto one place where you know to find that information. when you write things down, you may write down a huge thing you want to do. And then the fourth thing is going to be chunk it down. What does chunk it down mean? Chunk it down means to chop that big thing into smaller pieces. Okay? Discussing decluttering and hoarding. Ask about the 4-step method. AI summary. I wish I could shut you off. So to recap, I'll talk about the 4-step method. And they all have the word down in it. Okay? Number 1, crown on down. Physical health. Number 2, calm down your nervous system. And this is where I would call all the downs. The sitting, the breathing, the glancing, the shoulders, all that. Number 3 is going to be writing down. And number 4 is going to be chunking down. Okay? So you have that. Go through that 4-step process. You will be better prepared to start any project, including decluttering. Any questions on that? Put it in the comments. Now, number 3, because I like to go from a 4 to a 3, then from a 2 to a 1. Number 3, these chunks of clutter can help you. 3 ways to chunk down your clutter. Determine whether it is surface clutter, whether it is stored clutter, or whether it is sentimental clutter. Or maybe it's a combination of the both. But one way to look at your clutter, you may look at it all, is to assign it at least a primary category. Is that on the surface? Now, typically surface clutter arises from the everyday clutter of living. Stuff that you put on the counter in the kitchen when you were coming home from the grocery store, making food, stuff on the table, stuff on the desk, stuff on the floor, any horizontal surface with stuff on it that isn't supposed to be there. That's what I call surface clutter. Now, stored clutter is the stuff that you have, but it's like, right over here behind doors, in a closet or in drawers like a bureau or your kitchen cabinets. So anything that you have that's hidden, but it's there and there's a little bit like you don't know what you have, but there's probably too much and you're hard to find stuff. So that's stored clutter. It's clutter, but you've kind of temporarily hidden it away from the surfaces. Maybe you had people coming over, you didn't know what to do, that type of thing. The third level, right here, people, in the heart, is your sentimental clutter. Now that's the stuff that is typically stored away, but it's different from the regular everyday stuff that you store, like mugs or clothing or, paperwork. Sentimental clutter is the stuff that tells you stories. And it's the stuff that tells you stories, and you may be conflicted. You may not like that mug, but somebody gave it to you, and so there's a bit of a tension there because part of you wants to get rid of it, but part of you doesn't. So think of that when you are decluttering. And please, if you are new to decluttering, and even if you've done it before, my way is new. So you're come around to my way of decluttering, as we might say, is start with your surface clutter. Practice getting good at doing the easy stuff. You will build your muscle, you will build your confidence in yourself, and you will begin to enjoy having decluttered surfaces more frequently now than you have done before. When you get used to how good it can feel to be decluttered, what I will say is then you can go to the stored clutter. This is a great one. Yeah, Sherilyn Benny says, yes, after health issues, I found canned food dated 2017. I went and got rid of all expired cans. Food in your fridge, in your cupboard, in your pantry is a perfect example of stored clutter. Now you save it because you think you're going to eat it, and you bought it because you thought you were going to eat it. But if you found it from 2017, you will notice that you didn't eat all the food you thought you would. Now, sadly, sometimes we do need to throw away some things. Throwing away stuff is something that will help you get more comfortable. Get more comfortable. This is going to sound like tough love. Get more comfortable throwing away things that you cannot donate. Okay? And yes, notice Christine is mentioning that expired food is an easy decision because somebody has stamped a date on it. And the inference is, if you eat food past that date, it either won't be good for you and might make you sick, or at least it won't be as tasty as it would be if it was fresh. So notice that. And so the next time you go to bring food into your house, maybe you don't buy as much because you thought you might have needed it. 2017, I mean, that is pre-COVID. So before COVID and then during the freak out of COVID shopping and now post, you're noticing that you didn't eat that food. Okay? Yeah, now here's the thing. Me Just Being Me says the things that are expired make me feel more wasteful. And we talked, that was interesting. The word waste, the word wasteful and came up in the YouTube live that we did this afternoon. So you can take a look at that on the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel because I record the TikTok lives and the YouTube lives, and they're up there in the March playlist. But I will say this, learn from it. You cannot undo it, but you can learn something from it so it wasn't a waste if you learned something about it and then you put into action what you learned. Yes. Right, and Dory, trust me, not wasting and collecting were hardwired in me. It's still difficult. I love that you say sometimes. Yay. Me too. I don't want to waste stuff. I mean, my goodness, I just ate some leftover potatoes from my lunch and I used like a packet of McDonald's ketchup because I didn't want to waste the ketchup. Scoops, nice to see you. 2009 is the oldest I found today in the spice cabinet. I love the antique spices, right? Don't beat yourself up for discovering that you have inadvertently wasted something. You were doing the best you could with the information you had and the programming, the hardwiring that you did at the time. Maybe you were hardwired to buy a lot of things when they were on sale, Yeah. And I was thinking Me Just Being Me. Is that you, Carla Jane? Just saying, But notice the everybody wastes things. Even animals, everybody gets rid of stuff they don't need. We poop, we pee, we throw up. We don't do that. So get more comfortable. There we go. I love it, ma'am. I love it. There we go. Princess of a King 7 says, I got rid of 2 steel cans and 2 bags of trash yesterday, working on more. Awesome. So notice you may have been hardwired, Dory, but notice you can undo those wires. It may always be in you, but you can disconnect it. So instead of it, like it's almost like hot wiring a car. I saw this as I was watching a movie on somebody else's screen on a TV on the screen on my flight home from California. Hardwiring a car, yeah, it starts up immediately. Undo some of those wires. It may not start up immediately. It may just create a spark, but then you can say, wait, I don't have to continue this connection. I can undo some of these wires so it's not as strong. I know this for a fact in myself because I come from a collecting household. I have stopped collecting so many things. I see how easy it is to go back in there, but I stop myself. And it feels good to not add to a new collection. Yeah. And I love this. Cheryl and Benny, notice this. You can stop. I no longer do this. I now do that. I no longer buy and freeze meats. I now look in the freezer before I shop. And then I buy small amounts to freeze. So notice you changed what you do. I highly recommend to everybody. Anybody who's going out grocery shopping today, tomorrow, the next day, do a declutter of your pantry. Shop in your pantry first. You would not ever buy a can of expired Mary Kitchen hash when you're at the market basket. Okay? You would not use it. So if you find it in your shelf, do the good thing and throw it away. This is another thing I say too. Yeah, decision fatigue is real. It is. It is. But decision making is also, to me, decision making is a muscle. you can build your muscle and become easier at making decisions, And what I will offer to you, Kim Jenner, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Is also, this is what I do, is I would say this. When you go through your pantry, you don't have to do it all at once. No. Start with one shelf. This is chunking down. One shelf at a time. Do one shelf in your fridge, one shelf in one cupboard. Notice how that feels. You can continue going on, or you can stop and feel good about it. Then the next time you go through and do another shelf. Notice how it feels. You'll have a better idea of what you have. The thing that really helped me was saying this. If it's expired, I throw it away, and I will know not to buy as much of that. So the next time I go shopping, I also look at the expiration dates to make sure it has a long shelf life. What I will also offer is this. When you find food in your pantry that is unopened and unexpired, but it's only got like a 6-month shelf life, what I would say is this. Make a plan to use that food within a month. Put it all in one thing, maybe label it, use by, create your own internal expiration date. Eat all this food by the end of March. And if you don't, that is a great opportunity to say, whatever reason, we aren't eating this stuff in the house, and just own up to it. And then donate it to a food pantry, as long as it's unopened and it's got like a 6-month shelf life, unexpired and unopened. That can be a very clean decision to make when numbers are attached. Okay? Yeah. Now, I love this. Lisa has said, I have started thinking, if the house was burning down, what would I go in and grab? Got that from somebody that had a fire in the Palisades that was famous. Yes. So here's the thing. When you declutter, you will also be deciding what is important, and you will be deciding where to put it to make it easy for you to grab and go if the house burns down. I have changed where I store some things so that I am ready for that myself. I have shared with my husband where the important stuff is. I have also shared with my sister if, I end up dying and she has to clean up my house, frankly. Yeah. Now, Cheryl and Benny says, after I made my first decision to clean, it's been uphill. It was hard, but I did it. Yeah, an uphill battle can be, so we try not to make it a battle. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and this is great. Yeah, no is a complete sentence. No. So yay, Carla Jane. The no just feels so good. Just realizing I have no as an option. Yeah, I've said yes long enough. No. And if you want to be polite, you say no, thank you. Thank you, but no. All right? Yes, all of us have the word no. When somebody wants to give you something and you don't want it, practice saying no. Notice if you don't want it, and if the societal way to keep the peace is to temporarily keep it, notice that. But notice if somebody's giving you something that you don't want, you may temporarily, oh, thank you for thinking of me. I will try this out. Plant the seed that you may not keep it. Okay? Yeah. There we go. Yes, that one persona. Write expiration dates and a permanent marker to make dates easier to see and find. 100%. I did that earlier this fall when I went through our spice cabinet. And the interesting thing is, I did this. My husband's much more of a spice user than I am. And I put the expired spices, because he was away on tour, I put the expired spices up on a very top shelf. And I told him they were there. So I said, if you are looking for these, please know that they were expired, but they are up there. If you decide to use them, you can put them back in the normal circulation, but notice the ones you don't use. You may have bought them for a certain recipe, but you didn't need the whole thing. But yes, making it easier for you to see those expiration dates. Great idea. Yeah, and Hi is saying my cousin was in those fires, ended up with just her gym bag. It's so important to have a plan. Number 3, writing stuff down. You have all those thoughts about what I would take with me if my house is on fire, swirling around in your head. Give them a place to land. Write down those thoughts. Yeah. Another reason to get everything in order if we get sick or die. 100%. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yay! Christine, I'm glad you reminded me of this. Christine is following through on what she said she was going to do. Isn't that a good feeling? So on today's today's YouTube Live, we're on TikTok now. In case we haven't met before, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. My coaching is called Destination Decluttered, like a road trip. Okay, people? I'll want to congratulate Christine on this afternoon's YouTube Live. We all kind of said, hey, I know we're going to be meeting together in a few hours. Is there something you've been dragging your feet on that you could use some external encouragement for? You know? And what I will say is, Christine assigned herself the assignment. She said she wanted to order a gate lock. So this is great. She selected a gate lock, and I love this part of it. I'm awaiting installer approval before ordering. So you're checking with somebody who's going to install it to say, does this one make sense? Christine, I hope this feels awesome. Okay? So Christine said she was going to do that. Farm Girl wanted to declutter her kitchen. Now, Farm Girl, you said it's pretty good. I wonder, what are the other few things that you could do? And I don't say do them. I just say write them down. Start to articulate to yourself what are the steps between where you are now and where it would look really good. What are the few things you would want to do or that would need to happen to go from pretty good to really good? And I would suggest writing those down, Farm Girl. Now, Judy said she wanted to buy a ticket to one of our declutter parties, which is happening on this Saturday and next Saturday. She did that. Yay. I hope that felt good to follow through. Judy also said she wanted to declutter her kitchen and her living room, but she worked late. But she did one thing, and maybe right now as we speak, Judy's decluttering her room. Now, I had said to you guys, because it's a two-way street, right? Two-way street. I wanted to text my mother. I did. I wanted to do my donations to the food bank with your money that is raised by the declutter parties, and I was able to do that. It's been struggling because their system has been down, but I did that for January and February. And I walked, and I did a whole bunch of other things because it felt good to get stuff done. Okay? Now, I love this. Yay. Oh, Christine, no, you 100% made this happen? I did not. You did. Take credit where credit is due. I will take 25% as a finder's fee, right? You did 75% of it, but notice what a difference. Notice what the difference was. When you have some encouragement, when you have some accountability, external accountability. When I say to myself I do it, I'm kind of weak. But if I tell somebody else I'm going to do it, I will show up. So Christine, please take credit for where credit is due. Yeah. Now, this is neat too. Christine, check this out. Dory says she needs a gate lock. Because you said you needed one, it's reminding Dory to get one. Heck, you guys could even, your gates are probably different. You might be able to exchange, well, this is the one I picked out, you know? And yes, Farm Girl, giving myself grace. Yes, always the grace. Always. And it's not even like a religious grace. It's just be nice to yourself. Okay? Yay, Judy got her kitchen straightened up. Awesome. Yeah. Feel good about what you did, no matter how small. Small is better than nothing, right? I love it. And this is cracking me up. Okie Teacher says, I got the dog dew picked up from the backyard. Tomorrow morning, I will enjoy coffee on the patio without the smell of dog dew. And you crack me up because when we were little kids, we used to call it dog dew as well. Like we would, instead of bubblegum in a dish, how many pieces do you wish? Sometimes we'd be all silly and be like, dog dew in a dish. You know, when you were trying to figure out who was it, like one potato, two potato, but I digress. You crack me up. Yeah. Yep. Now, Carla, yep. I finally took a mirror off a dresser by myself today. I've put it off for 2 months. I was scared. But you did it, and that's okay. I'm glad. But if you need help, people, if it's big and heavy, there is nothing wrong with and so much right with getting help with something that might be too big. Yep. Realized, I got mad, I stopped, I prayed, I breathed. Yep, did the thing and did not break the mirror. Yay, good for you. Princess is saying, I'm gathering a bunch to take down to recycling. Awesome. Breaking down boxes, getting rid of piles feels great. Just like Frosted Flakes. Cheryl says, I cleaned a kitchen cabinet, found 2 new baking sets, gave one to my daughter and another forgotten find. I love it. I've done many tasks today. They count. I'm proud of everyone. Everyone, do this then. Grab a book. Become a book. I'm curious. Judy, did you find a nice book in your collection of notebooks at home that you could then write down today's good stuff in? This is what I do. That I was doing this. Exactly. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. Yeah. Yay. And you know what? Carla Jane, look at you. Your body was stressed out and you cried when I got it down and didn't break it. Rock on. Yay for you letting the tears flow. Tears are supposed to flow. If they weren't, your body would not make them. But tears end. Tears end. Take some time tonight, everybody. It's not too late. Heck, it's not even 8 o'clock Eastern. Write down all of these good things you did today. The things that you did, the things that happened that were good. I ran into a neighbor. I had a nice chat with my eye doctor. Somebody just offered me money from stuff I want to sell. Write that shit down because your human brain will totally minimize the good stuff and turn up the volume on the things you didn't do. It's how we're wired. It sucks, but when you know that, you can work with that system and at least balance it out. This is my book, my road trip book, my book of good stuff. I call it a bunch of things. This works. If it didn't work, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't offer it to you. Okay? I wouldn't offer it as something for you to do if I wasn't doing it myself. I did it today. I did. I paid the taxes. I scheduled some credit cards. I scanned and uploaded some I-9s. I wrote that stuff down because that's stuff that I would drag my feet on. Write down the good stuff. Read the good stuff. You know? 2024. Oh, this will be interesting. Just for the hell of it. Let me see where I was. March 5th of 2024. Did I get good stuff done that day? I sure enough did. Look at all this. Man, I was kicking ass. My husband came home from Brooklyn. Was I in Brooklyn? Oh, that's so funny. Can I just share? I will, because it's my thing. I was cracking myself up yesterday. I crack myself up all the time. Why not? And I was saying, it's March 4th. We're going to March 4th, right? And do some good stuff. Literally, last year, I wrote down March 4th. Yep. And I wrote I will feel good tonight if I do these things now list. Right? Oh, I went out to lunch with my sister. Was that a year ago? This is crazy. I went out to lunch with my friend, and I cannot believe that it was a freaking year ago that we did that. You know what? I am bumping that up to tomorrow's list because she and I were supposed to go out to lunch in December, and it didn't happen. It's already March already. So I'm putting an asterisk, and I'm saying make lunch. Here's to the ladies who lunch. Everybody laugh. I don't have much of a singing voice. I've got a lovely singing voice. Make lunch date with Heather. That blows my mind. We had a great time that day, but man, that was a year ago. Yeah, Julie Rose, I bought a notebook, but haven't had time to write in it yet. Julie Rose, go find your notebook right now. We've got 6 minutes. Don't push it off any further. Cheryl and Benny, I have a book and I will start writing in it. The book is sitting there empty. Fill up the book of your life with good stuff. This is the book of your life. And only keep the good stuff. The shit's going to happen. Let's try to forget it. You're going to remember it anyway. Let's try to remember the good stuff. When you donated to Trellis for Tomorrow, when I got more stuff out of the basement, mystery day of rescheduled clients, whatever that means. I requested an early check-in and I said yes to the valet. Where the hell was I? Oh, I guess we were in New York. I'm going to go look at this. I had a fun time last year. Everybody, I don't sell these books. I don't make money off of most of the stuff that I encourage you to do. The items. Oh, TikTok is telling me I got like 5 minutes left. There we go, Lisa. Lisa, this is what I do, okay? I think this will help. Something little makes a day for me. Yeah, Lisa. So what I do is I will skip a few pages because I will skip a page or two because I like to write what I want my year to be. Summer 2024 until the rest of my life. I wrote down a linspo. And then what I do is I just write down the date and I put a little, I don't like to say bullet points. I put a little star, a little asterisk, a little dot. I don't write in complete sentences, but changed office from sick room. I guess I must have been sick. Yay. No COVID symptoms, feeling better. I showered and put on real clothes. Like those are the things that make you feel better. You know? And what I offer to you is just start that. One little star, little asterisk. Break the seal. Break the seal on your book. And don't give up on it. Don't give up on us, baby. Carla, here's my Ms. Microphone, as I like to call it. Don't give up on you, baby. Don't let the world seem the dark, seem like, I don't know. I forget, okay? I know it was the guy from Starsky and Hutch. It was David Soul. He looked weird with a mustache. You know, that's all I got. But I'm sure I can look it up on the internet. Thank you and good night. All right, karaoke night. You know it. You know it. I'm a Gen Xer. I have karaoke going through my head 24/7, people. And it runs in my family. There we go. I'm wearing my Schoolhouse Rock t-shirt. I love it. I love it. I love my Schoolhouse Rock. What is it? I always remember this one. Multiplication Rock was brought to you by Nabisco. You know, by Menon. I could do it all, people. I could. I crack myself up, and I hope I crack you up too. If I make you smile and you laugh when there's so much, you know, but notice this stuff. And the cool thing is that not everybody knows what I'm talking about. I literally remember, and this is the great thing, you guys are helping me realize a dream. Because I remember when I was meeting with a friend of mine who's easily 15 to 20 years younger than me. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a conjunction, junction. What's your function? Exactly. And she's 20 years younger than me. And I was saying, she's like, oh, we need to create our ideal, what was it? Like our ideal coaching client. And I was like, you know what? I just want to coach with people who get my jokes. Who, when I say, I'm the soul survivor, they may know what I'm talking about. And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I say, see, exactly. You may not know. But somebody who's willing to laugh, to not be so serious about things. And even if they're serious, that we can swim from the deep end of sentimental clutter that makes you cry. And, you know, how your mom treated you when you were cleaning up your room or not cleaning up your room, you know. And we can go from that deep end, and then we can paddle over to the shallow end of the pool before we get out, and we can be singing, my baloney has a first name, it's O-S-C-A-R. My baloney has a second name, it's M-A-Y-E-R. Oh, I love to eat it every day, and if you ask me why, I'll say, 'cause Oscar Mayer has a way with B-O-L-O-G-N-A. Doodle-doo-doo-doo. How's that? Right? Laughter is good for the soul. Laughter is power. Laughing at those stupid people in charge right now is power. Notice how they get so pissed off. That's when you know anger is an energy. Yes, Mr. Lydon, but so is humor. So is laughing. Yes, those songs are etched in our mind. So why not? Like the wind song stays on my mind, you know? So why not use those as a way to connect with other people, you know? Uh-huh. I love it. Totally weird thing. I was behind a pickup truck. I thought I had a mannequin head in it with a horse fed. Too city. Yeah. I wanted to get a job driving the Wienermobile. That would be fun. I've gotten my picture taken in front of it. I also met Mr. Peanut, not to show off, but I met Mr. Peanut in front of the Peanut Mobile. There we go. Carla Jane, that's a good laugh. Oh my gosh, yes, Gigi Gina. I can sing the preamble right now, and I will tell you, with all that is going on in the US today, and we only have a minute, I get all choked up when I sing the preamble, and I remember driving down the PA Turnpike recently and listening to all of that stuff and realizing what the actual F, you know? You met the green giant. Ho, 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 green giant. You know, down in the valley of the jolly green giant lives a guy they call the little green sprout, right? I almost say the little green elf. No. So here's the deal. The preamble, the Gen Xers, the funny, the serious. This is all inside us, right? Everybody. There you go. You're in Ohio. I love it. I'm on the radio. I love it. Jingle bells, jingle bells. This is why Carla Jane sent me this. You guys, isn't this fun to connect? If you didn't have clutter, we may not be talking. So isn't it cool that you have clutter? You're not alone, as you can tell, because there's plenty of us here. There's help when you need it. And I will say this, tomorrow we have a TikTok live and a YouTube live. Now I'm going to double check because I goofed up majorly this week. I recovered, but I will say tomorrow, Friday, March 6th, 10 a.m. Eastern, TikTok live. Yes. Victoria, nice to see you. You know how to get in touch with me, hon. You just dropped me a note. I'm always here to connect with it. I love a connection with a good person, right? 10 a.m. TikTok live, a.m. Eastern. Yep. 12 p.m. Eastern, YouTube live. And then 1 o'clock, I got a hot date with an Alabamian. Okay, so yay for clutter. Have fun with it. Celebrate it. Write down the good stuff, people. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Ellen. Right. Good night, Declutter fam. All right, and I'll see you in the morning. But remember to write down your good stuff before you go to bed. It will give you sweet dreams. I promise. All right?